Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for a new Netflix TV show called The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Now this has been kind of trending on Twitter, which I'm glad to see. I remember when I first saw the trailer for this, I'm like, I am definitely watching this show, and I binged the whole show during the weekend. I actually binged it yesterday, but had time to do the review today at like 12 o'clock. But yeah, what is this show about? Just a little premise of it is about this girl named Kimmy who used to be a mole woman. Now, what does a mole woman means? It means that she was stuck underground for 15 years, trapped and was kidnapped as a little girl, and was made to believe that there was an apocalypse and that the world ended. But 15 years later, she and these other girls are released. And the Reverend's released also, and the Reverend actually is the kidnapper, and Kimmy decides she wants to just make a new life for herself, so she moves to New York City. And she's still very childlike, because she did not interact with the real world, but she's learning about being in, I would say early 20s, but she is 30, but it feels like she's trying to learn to be in her early 20s, because she's growing up to be an adult, but it is a show where she is 30, but she's just learning, trial and error, gets a job, has an apartment, has friends, and that's where the show goes with some really, really funny, interesting characters. So I was, again, very super excited for this show, and I don't think this show let me down. I thought it was hilarious, and I will say this show is very random, but that's what makes it. There's a lot of random humor. That's the best way to put it. And Kimmy is very random, but Ellie Kempler just lands every joke. Her timing in the show was great. The way she plays this childlike 30-year-old is wonderful, and Kimmy is just such a likable main character for this comedy, and especially for a season 1 comedy, because usually comedies take a little while to warm up to and get better as the seasons go on. Maybe because this is a binge show, I thought for a first season, this had a lot of story. The jokes were on the mark, and the characters were really likable. Just giving some examples, the roommate, his name is Tobias, and he's pretty funny. He wants to be a Broadway star, and he's not really making it in New York City, but I like his friendship with Kimmy and how they kind of grow together. I won't say he's my favorite character, but he definitely is a good supporting character. My two favorite characters of the show has to be Jacqueline and Zan. Jacqueline is the Upper East Side woman that Kimmy works for. So she's rich, sheltered, and throws out water if someone doesn't want it. And her background story is awesome. She was a Native American, and she does not look Native American at all, but her parents are Native American, and she moved to New York City to try to find a rich husband. Her character growth was great this whole season. Also, another character I really enjoyed was Zan. Zan was the stepdaughter of Jacqueline, and Zan, what I liked about her is that she seemed like the kind of bitchy character, but you learn that she tries to do the good thing, but still hates Kimmy. She hates Kimmy. Even though she's a good person in this show, she hates Kimmy, and I can't wait until she gets her revenge on Kimmy, hopefully in season 2. And I have seen the actress before on Chasing Life, and she's pretty good there too. Another small character that was only in the episode, Kimmy, was hilarious, and that's her name, Kimmy. She's a character who is the half-sister of Kimmy, and she has to deal with Kimmy being a mole woman and Kimmy not being able to even go to Olive Garden. So even the small characters in the show are great and have their own character, very three-dimensional. Comedic characters here. So that's something I really applaud for Kimmy Schmidt, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And it's very much a great telling of modern New York. You know, there's been so many comedies, Friends, which they make reference to. This is such a modern New York, early 20s, even though, again, she's not in her early 20s, but it feels like an early 20s television show. And not like the hipster girls. This feels very much in New York. And I think it's a great modern telling with a lot of random humor, and actually a lot of plot towards the end of the season. season, which I don't want to spoil, but there are some really cool special guests that land their roles here. The person who ends up being the Reverend and the lawyer, I'm just going to say that, are great special guests here. And the Reverend surprised me so much because he's usually an actor that plays more dramatic roles, but he was great as a comedian here. So overall, I'm going to give Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt 4.5 stars. This was a wonderful first season, and I can't wait until the second season, hopefully the second season next year. So definitely, if you have not seen the show, I totally recommend it. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.